Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this trendy dried style branches, palm leaves, tropical leaves, whatever you want to call it, but I think they are so beautiful now and you don't need to buy or use the toxic bleached one where you can make your own using wafer paper. Let's begin. So to make my wafer paper tropical leaves or palm leaves, I will need to use wafer paper, and I'm using basic wafer paper which is 0.27 millimeters. And usually if you work with wafer paper has two sides. So this side is bumpy side and this side is smooth or shiny side. Today, to make my leaves, I'm going to use this bumpy side as my face side because I love that it has a little bit of texture. And I will need about half a sheet to make one palm leaf. I'm going to fold it in half. And if you need a template, I will post one down below. But I'm going to freehand my leaves today. So I'm going to cut this to the shape about this size. So I have this shape and I'm going to cut my leaves about half an inch wide. Now I'm going to shape my leaves by just rounding out my pieces. And I'm making it sort of elongated teardrop shape. Pointy end is going to be my top and this is going to be my bottom. So now I have all my shapes, two pieces of each size. And next what I need to do is make my wafer paper glue and attach wires to my leaves. To make wafer paper glue, you just need to save these scraps, place it in a small bowl and add a little bit of water and microwave in 5-second increments until it melts, or just leave it to bloom overnight. And that what you will get is this gel-like consistency, which is going to be our wafer paper glue. And to wire my leaves, I'm going to use 28 gauge wire. And I'm going to cut my wire in 4. Next, I'm going to take my leaves and place them bumpy side down, so shiny side up, because this shiny or smooth side is going to be our back side, and that's where we are going to attach our wires. I'm going to take a very thin brush and paint a thin line with my wafer paper glue on my leaf, about 3/4 of the way, and place my wire. So I'm making sure, I'm checking that I do not have any excess amount of glue or any gaps and my wire is stuck to my wafer paper. And I will do the same to all my leaves and leave them to dry for about 10 minutes. Now that my leaves are fully dry and I have my wire stuck to my wafer paper, I'm going to mix my conditioner, color and shape them. For my conditioner, I use my AC tonic mixture. It's a glycerin-based wafer paper conditioner and I have a link down below. You can download my recipe, it's absolutely free, but basically it's a mixture of glycerin and water. So I will take just a small amount here on my palette and I'm going to use a combination of these two colors, olive and cypress. Both are gel colors, but you can use airbrush color, gel color, any brand will work for this application. I will start with this olive color because I want the top of my petals, my tropical leaf, to be a little bit more on the yellow side. So I'm going to take a small amount of this color and mix with my conditioner. You can check your saturation on a paper towel, even you can tell that almost black, and here it's very light, so I might add a little bit more. Okay, I will start with this color because this is going to be an accent to a very light colored flowers. That's why I don't want this to make it really dark. And I'm going to take my leaf. First, I will apply my conditioner on the back side, so where I have my wire. And I'm checking my brush and making sure that I do not have too much moisture on my brush. And I'm going to gently paint this one side. and I will set it aside to dry before coloring the other side. So now I have my wafer paper colored on one side, and you can see it's very sticky. And I'm going to take a little bit of cornstarch on my fluffy brush, but make sure that you remove an excess amount. So all you need is just a little bit of cornstarch, and I'm going to gently press it down to make it not so sticky. Now you can tell that it's not sticky anymore. And then I'm going to bring my leaf to my table again and color my front side with the same mixture, like this. So now I have my leaves colored on both sides. I will take again my cornstarch, apply a little bit to prevent wafer paper from melting. Especially if you live in a very humid climate, sometimes you need to apply decent amount of cornstarch or give your leaves or petals to dry for longer before shaping. I'm going to take my foam, my bumpy foam, to shape it, and I will take Dresden tool, make sure that my petals is not sticky. And then I'm going to shape it by gently pressing with my Dresden tool here in the middle. And because I have wire here, I can move it around, I can pinch it, and I can make it look very interesting and tropical leaf-like. So you can see, because my wafer paper is not sticky and I have here a piece of wire, I'm going to gently shape it, place it on my bumpy foam to dry. And I will do the same to all my leaves. Apply a little bit of Dresden tool on the front side to give this a little bit of movement, and play around, shape it. So you can twist if you want, you can pinch your bottom, you can twist your leaves and leave them to dry in very interesting shapes. So you can see here I have different shapes and I gave these leaves a lot of movement. I'm going to continue coloring all my leaves or parts of my leaf, and I'll show you how to assemble and put everything together. Now that I have all my palm leaves dry, I'm going to assemble them, and you can see by the color I have some differences because I added more of this cypress color to my conditioner while I was working and coloring this petal. So I have colors going from a light one to a little bit darker one, just to have some visual difference. And I'm going to take half with white floral tape. And to assemble my petals, I'm going to start with two small ones and place them face to face. So my wire will be exposed on the opposite side, and I will start taping them together. Then I'm going to take my next size and place again on the other side, wire facing me. And then I'm going to take another piece of 20 gauge wire, or you can use 22, 18 to make my stem thicker and more stable. So I'm going to bring this down to fix my first two leaves, first two layers to my wire, and then I will continue from the same spot. So I will go down maybe another ½ inch and place my next layer. So you can tell that already our palm leaf or tropical leaf is getting its shape. And going down, I'm going to space my leaves closer together to make them look more full underneath. So now I have my palm or tropical leaf, and I'm going to play around and see how do I like my leaves to be. Because I have wires in each piece, it's relatively easy to assemble, make them flat, make all the leaves turn towards me, cover as much stem as possible. I'm placing each next layer on top of my previous layer. I'm going to bend it a little bit to make it look super interesting. If you want to make it flat, you can definitely do that. And because I have wires, I can even move some of the sleeves. And I want to dust my stem to make it look not so white. And to do this, I'm going to use this champagne color. This is by Crystal Colors, and maybe a touch of this Fern color. So I'm mixing my colors together to a lighter shade. And I'm going to dust my floral tape. Same on the other side. And I'm going to dust just tops of my leaves with this green color. So another option what you can do if you want to add even more interest to your leaves, you can use a mixture of gel color. So you can take a little bit of the same gel color. Here, this is olive. And use a few drops of vodka or any alcohol. Create a light colored mixture. If you want to add a few accents to your leaves, I will take a small amount of this mixture, and you can tap or just gently paint on one side of your leaf to create like more shadow effect. We use petal dust to create highlights, and we can use gel mixed with vodka to create shadows. Because sometimes Wafer paper might look a little bit flat because of the color and shape, but if you add a few accents and color differences, this might make your branch look much more interesting. And this dried trend or dried palm leaves, dried tropical leaves are so trendy right now. I think it's going to be a very great addition to any of your arrangements. And the beauty of Wafer paper, it's not fragile, and you can move it, you can place it the way you want it to, and it's always be there. And now you know how to make these branches with all the details, wire, everything, how to color, add accents. I hope you like this tutorial. Give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Next week is going to be even more interesting. So see you then, same time, same place. My name is Anna Stashkina. Bye bye.